We're kind of a first-generation farm. Had beef cattle, custom-fed cattle, and in 2014 traded in beef cattle for dairy cows. My wife Heather, she just loves the Holstein cows, and registered Holsteins create a lot of value on our farm and on a lot of people's farms.
When I was in 5th grade, my family sold the cows and moved off the farm. I'd always loved the cows, and my mom's parents still milk cows. So they got me into showing cows at the county fair. I had made friends that showed registered Holsteins that they kind of all got me into the registered Holstein business. I went to college and met a beef farmer from Iowa, moved to Iowa. We had 38 acres, and our neighbor knocked on the door and he said, I have the 40 next to you and I'm gonna sell it. And our original plan was that we were going to just expand the feed yard. So we went to FSA, and it was kind of a joke around town that, you know, I was the dairy girl from Wisconsin. The FSA loan officer laughed and he said, well, Heather, I don't see your dairy cows here. Why don't you have those in your business plan? And I kind of fired back at him like what I wanted to do. And he said, well, if you make it cash flow, we'll lend you the money for it. We brought in our first 25 cows in October of 2014, and by 2015 we were up to 50 cows, but our milk check didn't change because the dairy market had dropped so much. So we kind of looked around at all of these investments that we had made, everything that we had done, and we went, what do we do now? We looked into a lot of things, but ultimately we thought value added was the route to go.
We just rented a little Main Street business, and it was, I think, $100 a month or something. Brought 500 pounds of cheese that we had made up in Wisconsin out of our cow milk down. Sold it within like a week or two. So we just kept taking their load up and it sold, and we started expanding, and we grew out of that store and went to the next store and grew out of that one within a year, and now we're in a 32,000 square foot building. They've been to cheese making classes. We took cheese out to the state fair and did really well for our first year making cheese. And we sell coffees and drinks and ice cream, and the milk, turning it into cheese and trying to get a value-added product is where it all started. And it has grown leaps and bounds from there.
Not all of us are lucky enough that we find our lifetime best friend through the Holstein Association, but I did. Kayla and I grew up showing at the county fair together, and she is the secret to our success. I can make cheese, but Kayla can make good cheese. We have had decent success in contests this year. We ended up tying for 3rd place in the Iowa Dairy Products Contest, and then we ended up 17th in the World Cheese Championship. It was the registered Holsteins that really opened up so many opportunities for me. Our tagline is cheese from cows you know. Our logo features our first 93-point cow. I've personally known 5 generations of her family, which is pretty awesome. So that's really cool that, you know, we've been able to bring that legacy into our story and when we tell our story.
The registered Holstein power is so great in people that truly love and appreciate the breed, that it is actually amazing when we're in the store and we have a customer come in for cheese or just to look around, and Heather can get talking with them for hours about family lines and what bulls.
Our customers love it. They love that they know the names of the cows that produce their food. They love having a local source for their food. And the value of registered Holsteins is the generations of breeding decisions and the breeding decisions that you can make with the information that you know. You know, they milk better, they live longer.
They produce a lot of milk. We've had, our butter fat is really high. This winter we were at 4.85 butter fat and close to a 4 protein. For us, the way we run our operation, I think that's pretty impressive.
You know, not everybody gets to do what they love, and not everybody gets to do what they love with their family. That's probably the best part. If you had asked me 5 years ago, this is not where I thought we would be. You know, we definitely wanted to have a creamery, but we never expected to have 2 stores, you know, to have the locker, to kind of be at the scale that we're at. Everything that we do is hinged around these Holsteins, and I don't think we would be nearly as successful as we are today without the support of all of the people that I got to know as a young junior Holstein member, and then the continued support as an adult member. We have the opportunity to give back to our community. We get to support all of the FFA groups and the 4-Hers, and we try to support our schools a lot. So In 5 years, if we had a little bit better work-life balance and we were continuing to make an impact in our community through our businesses, that's really where we would like to be. Community is really, really important to us and to what we do. If we can just continue to grow what we do for our community, that would be really cool for us.